Good afternoon and welcome to the Tuesday, August 26th, 2025 regularly scheduled City Commission meeting. If you would, please stand with me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. We have a call for attendance, please.
Commissioner Pruitt.
Here.
Commissioner Witt.
Here.
Commissioner Hargis. Commissioner Thomas.
Here.
Mayor Staten.
Here. First up on the agenda is we have a recognition of new employees.
Yes, if I could invite Mr. Kevin Roberts and his two new employees from the Henderson Water Utility up to the podium, please. Mr. Jace Powell and Mr. Matthew Watson.
Good afternoon. Just introduce you to Jace Powell. He has a background of farming and concrete work. We're glad to have him. Be a great addition. And Matt, who comes with, he was with us before, I don't know, probably a year ago, something like that.
About a year ago.
About a year ago. So he's come back and we're glad to have him as well. Jace is going to be on the maintenance team and Matt is one of the operators at one of our plants. So.
Good deal. Well, what made you guys either want to work for HWU or want to come back to HWU? What was it about HWU that attracted you to the job?
Well, it was close to my house. It was about a 20-minute drive, and I heard they have good benefits and the pay's pretty good. I'm 18 years old. I just got out of high school.
You're 18 years old?
Yes, sir.
Oh my gosh, that is fantastic. Yeah. I was 18 one time.
I'm only 25.
Matt, what about you? What made you want to come back to HWU?
I know a lot of people in Henderson,
Uh-huh.
and I want to do something new. Been in the alcohol industry for a while, and, you know, water, kind of close to alcohol.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Pretty close. A good portion of beer
Yeah, yeah.
is actually water. So
It is. It's a good portion
going
of
straight to the source.
Good portion of us is actually water, right? Yeah. Well, yeah, so thank you guys very much for coming. We're excited to have you, and HW is a really good place to work. And they do have good benefits, you're right? Yeah, yeah, good way to get started.
Excellent.
Did you say you just graduated
Yes, sir.
from Henderson County here?
Webster County.
Oh, okay. All right, I thought it was from Henderson County, but that's good. Hey, glad that you can get hard on and right out of high school.
That's what I wanted to do. I like everyday work, and I like doing different things every day. And I mean, every day I've been here, I've done something different, and that's just really what I want to do. So.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much. We really appreciate having you. Welcome aboard.
Thank you. Okay.
Next up, if I could invite Mr. Kinney and then Mr. David Gee up to the podium. Gee.
Chris.
Oh, Chris is going to introduce him. Sorry about that. Mr. Chris Stafowitz is going to introduce him for us.
Good afternoon. This is David Gee. He is our new ground maintenance staff member over at Fairmont Cemetery. He previously has worked as a construction, working for himself, and we said about, 25 years ago, worked in sanitation for the city. So we're excited to have him, and he's been here for a total of 1 day. So he came back from yesterday, so we'll take that. That's a good start. He showed up 2 days in a row, so we'll take that.
So correct me, because I've always pronounced that last name as G, but it's actually Gee, is that
I'll
right?
answer either one, but yeah.
How do you pronounce it at home?
Gee.
Gee, okay, good deal. I don't want to call you by the wrong name.
Thank you.
So what made you want to come work with the Parks folks?
I feel like I could be an asset for the Parks and Recreation Department.
Yeah. Good deal. We just got a new director, and he's kind of crazy. His video he made circulated to 40,000 people, I think. It was one of the most 50,000? Yeah, 50,000 people. My goodness. It was a good time to come on board. Thank you for coming on Parks.
Thank
We
you,
appreciate it. Yes, sir.
That's all for this evening.
All right. Next up, we have a service award for Miss Nancy Stone.
Nancy began her career with the city on August 3rd, 2000, serving as parking enforcement officer for the police department. Many of you may recall seeing her driving through Central Business District, expertly navigating that unmistakably small vehicle, issuing parking citations with calm professionalism and a sharp eye for detail. February 7th, 2022, Nancy was promoted to occupational tax technician in the finance department. In this new role, she brought the same focus, dedication, and work ethic that defined her years in the field. After her promotion, Nancy played a critical role in one of the city's largest development projects, the construction of Pratt Paper. She works tirelessly to register every contractor and subcontractor for the occupational tax requirements. In fact, she saw so many contractors and subcontractors that they all knew her by name and would laugh when she rolled onto the Pratt work site. Nancy's commitment goes far beyond her job description. Whether she's assisting at the front desk after hours, working security for special events at the Entertainment Destination Center, or stepping up to tackle unexpected tasks without hesitation, Nancy consistently demonstrates exceptional reliability and flexibility. She is a truly invaluable asset to our city. Nancy loves spending time with her family, especially her grandchildren, and travels to Germany as much as possible to visit with them. In fact, Nancy has just returned from Germany spending time with those grandbabies. Please join us in expressing our sincere gratitude to Nancy E. Stone for her 25 years of hard work, dedication, and professionalism. We are honored to present her with this 25-year service award pin as a token of our appreciation. Congratulations, Nancy.
Nancy, you are one of the strongest-willed employees I think the city has ever had. And so it's my honor to present you with your 25-year pin.
Thank you.
This is new. This is a surprise to me. You also get a City of Henderson tumbler. Is that what this is called? Or, City of Henderson tumbler. Keep all your drinks cold or hot, whichever one you want. And then we have this plush and lavish blue throw rug that'll warm you up on a cold day.
And need it in here.
And most importantly, you get a handshake from me and a very hearty thank you for all your service. Nancy doesn't want to talk. I asked her. We were talking when she said she didn't want to talk, but we want to talk to you and just tell you how much we appreciate you
Thank
here
you.
at the city.
Yes,
We do.
Nancy.
Really, very much.
Great job.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. All right, next up, we have a Community Spotlight Award. Can I have Josh Dixon and anyone who wants to stand up here with Josh Dixon can come up to the podium.
This month, our community spotlight shines on Henderson Fire Chief Josh Dixon, who was recently named the 2025 Kentucky Fire Chief of the Year. Chief Dixon has dedicated 18 years to the Henderson Fire Department, rising through the ranks from firefighter to lieutenant, division chief, and in 2023, fire chief. Along the way, he has combined technical expertise with a deep commitment to his team, his community, and the fire service across Kentucky. He is highly trained and certified in areas such as fire investigation, incident command, and emergency medical services. And in 2019, he received a life-saving medal for rescuing a patient trapped in a crane. Beyond his professional accomplishments, Chief Dixon is a servant leader who cares deeply about the wellness and resilience of his firefighters, serving as both a mentor and an advocate. We are proud to recognize Chief Dixon as our August 2025 Community Spotlight recipient and to congratulate him on this outstanding statewide honor.
Chief, I have never in my entire life shaken hands with the 2025 Fire Chief of the Year. My goodness.
Will you take a picture with your parents?
I will.
So before we get to the pictures, I just wanted to say it is indeed my honor and privilege to present you with a Community Spotlight Award. You probably would have eventually got one anyway because we know you're doing a good job, but we really wanted to shine a light on the fact that you just won that award and you're young in your career as fire chief, and we couldn't be prouder of all the work that you're doing and all the work you do for the community. Would you like to say a few words?
Yeah, I'll say a few things. I do appreciate getting recognized, and I'll share a couple of key takeaways that I shared in my speech with the award last week. And the first key takeaway that I shared with the Kentucky Fire Chief was surround yourself by rock stars, and that's exactly what I've done. Not just for our chief officers and company officers, but also all the way down to our firefighters. We have a lot of great minds at our department, and they come up with a lot of innovative ideas. And when they have the courage to present that to you, sometimes the easiest thing you can do as a fire chief is just say yes. And the second takeaway was I went to a global leadership conference just a few weeks ago, and one of the speakers was John Maxwell. He's faith-based, but he had a quote that I borrowed and applied it more to myself. But and that quote was the the greatest investment you can make as a fire chief is investing in your people, and that's exactly what we've done at the HFD. All the success that we've had is because of the men and women there. They're the ones that come in every day and train. They're the ones that answer the bell every time it goes off. They're the ones that shed the blood, sweat, and the tears, and they're the ones truly that should be recognized and winning any awards, not me. So, thank y'all.
Yes, thank you.
Come on up there, Cindy.
So if you want to hold one side of this. There we go.
Take a good one, Holly.
I will. All right.
Congratulations, Josh.
Good job. Congratulations.
Mayor, I'll have to say that Buzzy and I made our way down to the conference last Wednesday when Josh was receiving the award, and they say they try to keep it a secret, but they said that this year's winner was too nosy and asking too many questions about why he needed to wear his dress clothes and stuff. And we had to tell him. But I will say, Josh gave about a 7 or 8 minute speech, and it was one of the best speeches I've ever heard. And, you know, Josh, I always appreciate Josh. He comes up to the stand, he's always got his notes, and he's always ready to prepare. But he got up there and he had his notes, but he never used them, and it was spectacular. I think we've got a video. We may share it with you all, but it was he gave a lot of good kudos to the fire department and even to you all, the support that you all have given the fire department over the years. So we'll try to get a copy of it and share it with y'all. But it's definitely worth the watch. He did a fantastic job and represented our city very well, as he does every day. So
Yeah, he was, I had talked to him, and he mentioned the Class A dress uniform.
Yeah.
And that was only the second time in my life I've heard that term, and the first time was on A Few Good Men. Class A dress uniform, yeah. Congratulations, Chief. We really appreciate having you in our community. I really mean that. Next up, we have a consent agenda.
The consent agenda consists of the minutes of the August 12th, 2025 regular meeting, resolution number 87-25, resolution accepting human resources report dated August 26th, 2025, and approving all actions contained within, and resolution 88-25, resolution authorizing extension of water and wastewater service outside city limits to Ethan Wilborn for property located at 3143 US Highway 41 North.
Before we get a motion, are there any items any commissioner would like to pull for further discussion? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve, please. Do we have a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Pruitt.
Aye.
Commissioner Witt.
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas.
Aye.
Mayor Staten.
Aye. Next up, we have a first reading of an ordinance pertaining to mass transit.
Ordinance number 26-25, ordinance amending job classifications and pay plan. An ordinance approving amendment to job classifications and pay plan for the transit mechanic supervisor.
Do we have a motion to approve, please? Do we have a second?
Second.
Do we have any comments, questions, or suggestions? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Pruitt.
Aye.
Commissioner Witt.
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas.
Aye.
Mayor Staten.
Aye. Next up, we have an ordinance amending job classifications and pay plan for the COLA adjustment.
Ordinance number 27-25, ordinance amending job classifications and pay plan. Ordinance approving amendment to job classifications and pay plan.
Do we have a motion to approve, please?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All right. Do we have any comments, questions? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Pruitt.
Aye.
Commissioner Witt.
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas.
Aye.
Mayor Staten.
Aye. Next up, we have a municipal order awarding a bid for purchase of a mini excavator.
Municipal order number 59-25, municipal order authorizing purchase of a new John Deere 35P tier compact excavator with a 12-inch heavy-duty bucket, a 24-inch heavy-duty bucket, hydraulic gray thumb, a configuration 7 cab, rubber suspension, standard arm, angle blade, and will include setup for Henderson Municipal Gas from Wright Implement 1 LLC of Owensboro, Kentucky, in the amount of $56,106.82.
Do we have a motion to approve, please?
So moved.
Do we have any second?
Second.
Do we have any comments, questions, or suggestions? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Pruitt.
Aye.
Commissioner Witt.
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas.
Aye.
Mayor Staten.
Aye. Next up, we have a municipal order pertaining to police uniforms.
Municipal order number 60-25, municipal order awarding bid for purchase of police uniforms and accessories for Henderson Police Department to Siegel's Uniforms of Evansville, Indiana, in the amount of $36,426.
Motion to approve, please.
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Do we have any comments, questions, or suggestions? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Pruitt.
Aye.
Commissioner Witt.
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas.
Aye.
Mayor Staten.
Aye. And lastly, we have a municipal order approving the amendment for design services agreement.
Municipal order number 61-25, municipal order approving amendment to agreement between owner and architect with Branstetter Carroll Incorporated of Lexington, Kentucky for design services for new fire station number 1 and authorizing mayor to execute the documents on behalf of the city.
A motion to approve, please.
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Dylan, do you or Buzzy want to explain a little bit more about what we're looking at on this one?
Yeah, I can go into it, and Buzzy, feel free to add anything at any point if you want to tag anything on. So this agreement actually dates back to December of 2021, and so this particular design contract with Branstetter Carroll, who's the firm who designed our fire station number 1, is what is called a design fee percentage contract. It's very common in design contracts, whether it's engineering or architect, to use sort of a design fee instead. And the reason, or the percentage, and that's as opposed to a lump sum. And the reason being is until you really get into the preliminary phases of design and you do the programming, you don't know if you're talking about a 15,000 square foot building or you don't know if you're talking about a 25,000 square foot building. And so when we entered into the agreement with Branstetter Carroll back in 2021, as you can imagine, it was many years ago and there were a lot of changes. And so we had put a number in kind of as a placeholder for what we thought the owner's budget would be. Well, when they started looking at the project, they quickly determined that budget would only build in those days dollars about a 15,000 square foot building. What we have today is more like a 20,000 square foot building. There were also several other things that came up during design that weren't really anticipated in the beginning, such as with it being in the gateway zone, they had to go through the gateway committee. They had to have extra costs associated with the outside of the building. You know, there had to be limestone and brick on not just the front of the building, but all the sides and in the rear of the building. You couldn't use any cheaper materials. We also got into a situation after we did the geotechnical investigation that determined that we needed to have some extra engineering done for some deep foundations. And so basically, when you look at the contract, the way the contract is set up is there's basically 3 phases of design. There's what we'll call the preliminary phase, which is about 25% of the design fee. There's the construction document phase, which is about 50%, and that's where they actually create the plans. And then there's the final phase, which is what they do during construction, and that's about 25%. So during construction, they actually host regular progress meetings. They're out on the site. Even though we have our own inspectors, they have a representative from their firm making sure that everybody is installing everything according to the plans. And so the way the contract is set up is that our design fee for the design of the fire station is 6.5% of what they call the owner's budget. And the way the contract reads is that owner's budget develops over time as additional information is gathered and additional estimates are provided. And so I did a little bit of research today, kind of went back and did a history lesson. And this is a project that, you know, back in 22 and 23, we brought several times before the Board of Commissioners at that time. But one of the things that the board approved was us to pay a third-party firm about $7,000 to do some third-party estimating as we went on the project to make sure that that number was kept up to date. So Branstetter Carroll reached out to us a few months ago and they said, okay, you know, the bid's open. It's a $10.7 million contract. You all now owe us 6.5% of 10.7 million. We said, hold on, that's not what the contract says. What the contract actually says is that the fee is based on the owner's budget at the time that phase was carried out. So what that means is that we agreed, and we brought this before the commission back at the time, was that the first phase, they had provided us proof that the estimated cost at that point was 7.5. So the first phase of design would be based on 6.5% of 7.5 million. And then we agreed that now that we've opened bids, that the last phase is based on the $10.7 million and some change bid. And so the contested amount was that 50% in the middle where they were creating the construction documents. And the question became, at what point did they know that it was going from a $7.5 to a $10.5 million project? And so what they had sent us originally was, like I said, the 6.5% for the entire contract. We didn't agree to that. And what we ended up saying was we ended up saving over $100,000 on what they had requested and said we'll split the construction phase 50-50 because it's not really entirely able to say when that number shifted, and they had provided some estimates. And so that's ultimately where we're at. If you look at the memo, it's kind of a little confusing, but if you look at the memo, it breaks it down and it walks through the 6.5% of each one of those phases and what we based that number off of in each of those 3 phases. So if there's any questions on that, please let me know, or Buzzy, if you have anything to add.
I have 2 quick things. One, is on a per square foot basis, the cost of our fire, this is just a comment. I understand that the cost of our fire station on a per square foot basis is nearly identical to one that is being built on a per square foot basis in Owensboro. Is that accurate?
That is correct. So our current square foot cost for this station is roughly $537 a square foot. The one that we received based on one that was bid in Owensboro in August of last year, so actually a year ago, was $565 a square foot. So ours was slightly under.
Just to kind of check the cost,
Yeah.
because a lot of times when we're approving things here or spending money or building new structures, things cost what they cost. But if you haven't been in city government or seen all the things that go into it, it kind of seems unrealistic. You know, I can build a house for $150 to $200 a square foot. Why is it costing $500 a square foot to build a fire station, for example? But then when you add in all the extras that are needed at the fire station, for health reasons or safety reasons or structural reasons or to house equipment or do all this, it just adds to the cost. And so I just wanted to check that and make sure that was accurate. And number two is I've had a question or two pop up about there was a confusing line in there about a 2-year extension. And the way that it read, it seems like the construction was extended by 2 years farther than what is going to happen. Just wanted to say that that is actually not the case. Construction's well underway. You can see it right now. We hope to have it ready by about the fall of next year. Our official timeline says that it's going to be the spring of the following year in 2027 to add a little contingency just in case there are any construction anomalies. So I just wanted to point out that that 2-year extension has to do with the fact that it was bid out quite a long time ago, 4 years ago, and the extension applied to how things are being paid out and not the timeline of the construction. Is that accurate?
So basically what the 2 years is, when we signed this contract with Branstetter Carroll back in December of 21, that contract has either expired or is about to expire. And so in order for them to complete that third phase, which is them to oversee the construction, it doesn't change what we owe them or the fee or anything. It just says, hey, we need to extend this agreement a couple more years to cover the actual construction so they can continue to provide their services and both sides are protected. But yeah, it doesn't actually affect the construction timeline. It's just the timeline of their services.
Good deal. Well, this one was it was a little bit confusing and such a big deal. I wanted to have a little extra discussion. We have a motion and a second. Does anybody else have any questions or comments or anything like that?
No, I think it's fair. Yeah.
And I've got no questions answered about it.
Awesome. Good deal. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Pruitt?
Aye.
Commissioner Witt?
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas?
Aye.
Mayor Staten?
Aye. Are there any commissioners' comments today?
No,
We do?
I just
go
want
ahead,
to congratulate Josh. I'm so proud that we have you as a fire chief for your men. And I love the way you said, it's not you, it's your men. And that's what makes a leader. Thankful, I'm grateful that we got you.
Yes, sir. I've got two things, and then we'll move on to the city manager's report. One is I wanted to thank Matt Calvert and Kevin from HWU for showing up last night and giving an update on the Washington Street project. We didn't have a whole lot in attendance. There were about 10 to 15 people who showed up for it, but it was important that we had that. The crux of that is that the completed project to be ready. There are a few notes. So the project should be ready or should be substantially complete by mid-November. The entire thing. They're going to do it in sections. One section is going to be 6 to 8 weeks. The other section is going to be right after that consecutively, and it'll be mid-November. And then for people who are wondering about the road status in relation to that project, they're going to go and do. They're going to rough in the roads basically, and then let that settle over the winter, so that they don't have any settlement issues when they do the final paving. And final paving will be done whenever the concrete plants open up in mid to late spring. And so those were the two most important notes. If you have any questions about the Washington Street project, please do reach out to HWU if you have those questions. Another thing is tomorrow night, we're having our mid-year review for the Intercity Improvement Plan. That is going to be at the Municipal Center at 5:30 p.m. We'll do an overview of the status of a lot of the projects. We've had a lot of movement this summer and a lot of big projects I'm sure you've heard about. And then the committees will present a rough draft of what their presentations will look like in December. And it's open to the public. If you'd like to come, you're welcome to. More importantly, if you want to come in December when the final presentations are ready, that's when you should come. We do have a few things on the city manager's report before we move into an executive session.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. The first one, we'll revisit, as y'all remember, the funding for Handy Fest. We tabled that, I think, at the last meeting, and so, Mayor, if you would like, I'll let you.
I would. So I took into account all of your all's comments from last time. Somebody wanted to give 12.5, another 15, another up to 20. And I also had a chance to talk with Commissioner Hargis. She regrets not being able to be here, but her and her husband are on a trip and they're out of town. And her comment, I think, is one that sort of matches up with what we're looking at. We had $12,500 left in that budget. And so that was a budgeted amount. And so if we want to give them a substantial amount, which we used to give them, I think, $5,000 a year. Last year, we had a one-time a $25,000 donation to them. If we want to remain within budget, she is okay, and I know that all three of you are okay with at least doing $12,500. If there are no objections to that, I'd love to entertain a motion to give $12,500 to the 2026 Handy Festival.
So, second?
All right, we got a motion and a second. Any comments, questions?
Sure.
All right, roll call, please.
Commissioner Pruitt?
Aye.
Commissioner Witt?
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas?
Aye.
Mayor Staten?
Aye.
And Mayor, I just have two final items. So one real quick. So as y'all know, the sports complex has been kind of a learning process for us. And one of the things that we did in the last fiscal budget is we had a lot of capital money budgeted for maintenance equipment out at the sports complex. However, as we got to the close of the end of the fiscal year, we were a little hesitant to buy a few pieces of equipment because until we knew exactly what we were doing with some of the grass fields and how the operator was going to operate, like a mower, for example, we didn't want to spend a lot of money on a mower if they were just going to contract out the services. And so what we found now is there's three pieces of equipment that we have either purchased or would like to purchase, one being a zero-turn mower and then a couple others being related to irrigation that we need for the complex. And so we didn't have capital money budgeted this year, but we had money that we budgeted last year that we specifically did not spend, and we said we'll wait and see if we need it. And so what I'm basically requesting, we're talking about $45,000. We had about $42,000 last year that we purposely did not spend, and I've talked with our finance director. And so basically what I'm looking for from you all today is just permission for us to proceed with those purchases, and then we'll do a mid-year budget amendment later to purchase those. Like I said, these were items that we had kind of thought we might need last fiscal year, but rather than purchasing them and then maybe not needing them, we decided it was best to wait. And so unless there's any disagreement with that, our intent would be to bring those forward later this year with a mid-year budget amendment.
Okay, so it's something that you are going to bring to us to formalize later?
Correct. Yes,
Okay,
sir.
so I think he's looking just for an indication of interest. Everybody good with that direction?
And I want to make a comment. I think we ought to have Plan B for our workers to do that, taking care of that fields and have the equipment, because it's not going well right now. So we ought to have Plan B, and that's Plan B. Have the equipment that's going to take care of that $18 million investment.
I don't think any of us disagree with that either.
We'll get taken care of. Thank you all.
Yes,
and
sir.
then the last thing, this kind of goes back to when we were recognizing Josh. So one thing that I just want to take a minute and just brag on our employees. You know, when I talk to people about the team we have at the city, I just say, you know, it's the collaboration, it's the people. I'd put the team we have here, both elected and appointed and staff, against any team we have against any team in the country. And so with us recognizing Chief Dixon tonight with his award, I realize that we've also had a couple people on staff who've also received very honored awards that we haven't recognized previously. And so the first I would like to recognize is Buzzy Newman. A couple months ago, he received the inaugural Buzzy Newman Economic Development Impact Award, and so that award was named for him specifically. And so let's give Buzzy a round of applause. And then our city attorney, Ms. Dawn Kelsey, she was named the Rotary Hometown Hero Award back in July as well. And so I've been meaning to share that with everybody, but let's give Dawn a round of applause. Spot with us recognizing Chief Dixon, and I wanted to recognize those two individuals as well, because we have a great staff here that does great work for the city, but also in the community. They're being recognized for their efforts, and so wanted to end a little bit on a positive note this evening. And that's all for my city manager's report.
Wonderful. Thank you, sir. Anything on city attorney report? Are we going to have any action to come back to on the litigation? Okay. So we are going to go to executive session. It's going to be kind of a lengthy one, to be perfectly honest. And we are going to leave the room, go to the second floor. There will be some minor action taken, nothing that's going to shake the trees or anything. But we have a motion for executive session.
I move the commission go into executive session pursuant to KRS 61.810, paragraph 1, subsection B, for deliberations on the sale and/or future acquisition of real property in the vicinity of Water Street and Green Street and First Street and Fifth Street. And pursuant to
all the
KRS
streets.
61.810, paragraph 1, subsection C, for the discussion of the opioid litigation by the city of Henderson.
Right, do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor, aye? Aye. Okay, we are going to retire to the second floor. We'll be back in a bit.
I do that.
Ready?
Good. Need a motion to come out of executive session?
So moved.
Second.
We have a first and a second. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
All right, aye too. And now we have a resolution to read.
Resolution number 89-25, resolution to accept the secondary opioid manufacturer's bankruptcy and to participate in the secondary opioid manufacturer settlement, including Alavogen, Amneal, Apotex, Hikma, Indivior, Mylan, Sun, and Zydu Opioid settlement, and authorizing mayor to execute all participation agreements and release forms for settlement participation and release forms and/or any related documents in the secondary opioid manufacturer settlement.
We have a motion to approve, please.
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. The only comment I want to make is that with names like that, they should owe us money. Do we have any comments or questions? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Pruitt?
Aye.
Commissioner Witt?
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas?
Aye.
Mayor Staten?
Aye. Motion to adjourn, please.
So moved.
We have a second?